ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-gender binary compliant fellow passengers of Starship Earth, we are back and we are live with the thrilling conclusion of Rough Draft Theater and James Cameron's 1993 god-awful script treatment of Spider-Man. Oh yeah, I'm your host, Fernando Gonzalez, and with me, as you can see, we've got a brand new lineup today, everybody. And if you would please do us the justice of introducing yourselves from one end of the table to the other.
Hey, Blacksmith here.
Hey, Joshua Story.
Tate Peterson.
Digi.
And Khalil Akolota.
Oh yeah, it's about to go down. This has been something that we've been having a lot of fun with, and we hope you've been enjoying our script reading as well. Without any further ado, I think it's about time, everybody, right?
Well, no, it's not about time because we have to play a little catch-up. Because
Okay.
we have new people here. You guys didn't hear the first half of Spider-Man, right? So what the hell happened? Oh my God.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, so as far as we can tell, because truly this script is not good. Dr. Otto Octavius is a flamboyant German nihilist who is mastering the anti-force and trying to destroy the universe, whereas his almost research assistant,
Wiener.
Yeah, Wiener! And his would-be assistant, Peter Parker, have found the notes that may allow him to be able to achieve whatever his nihilistic goals are. In the meantime, everybody else, the women are always in distress.
Yeah.
Everybody else is kind of a bunch of idiots, and yeah, this is going to be fun for us, if anything.
Mm-hmm. Should be, yeah. Great. What happened where we left off? So, actually, when we left off, we had the big heartbreaking moment where Uncle Ben was killed. So he was actually killed this time in their house, in Aunt May and Ben's house.
Yep.
So home invasion by, I want to say...
By Wiener, right?
Was
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
Wiener?
it was Wiener.
Okay, it was
fighting
Wiener.
over-
Wiener invaded the home.
Yeah, that's true. He was trying to get Peter Parker's research on the Anti-Force, which Doc Ock can't complete, get the power he needs without Peter Parker's, miraculous equation. So, basically what happened was the same thing in Spider-Man 1, where Peter chased Wiener to the warehouse. Only this time, the guy
Did
didn't...
he know that he had these two characters named Peter and Wiener?
Yeah, Peter Wiener.
Is it just me, or is this whole thing full of sexual innuendos?
I think so. I wish there was a Harry Wiener scene, but there's not.
Remember, Rough Draft Theater is for porn.
So that's where we left off, with Wiener being caught by the police and Spidey just depressed, I guess. Ben's dead.
Emo Spider-Man?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. Maybe.
This is maybe the nascence of emo Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's 93, so it's more like grunge Spider-Man.
Oh,
yeah,
you're right.
yeah. Plaid
I
and
think
flannel
Clone Saga
Spider-Man.
was going on around this time.
It was poised and ready. Dr. Miles Warren and what was his name? Ben
Riley.
Ben Riley. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not happening yet.
All right, so that's where we left off, and we're going to pick up with Dr. Ock. Interior, cyclotron night. A weird flickering blue light dances around the hole in the cyclotron. Then it cuts out. A helmeted man pulls himself out of the hatch. He flips up the helmet. Ock is finishing putting together his new equipment.
Okie dokie.
Ock goes about checking out the cyclotron. It looks good. Interior, control room night. Ock starts flicking switches and reading dials, doing a mission countdown for his next experiment. This place has been hot-rodded to the max.
So 90s. Amperage, okay. Flux, 14. Negative variable differential. Good enough.
He shuts it down. The wine whirs down.
Okie dokie. Now all I need is Parker's data. Where the hell is Wiener? Damn it! I can't trust anybody! Only you, my babies. Only you can I trust. Okay, if I have to do everything myself, I'm going to do it. I'll be back. My babies. My new babies.
Ock hides the Waldos under his coat and leaves the room. That's what they'll be referred to from now on. Waldos. Yeah.
His tentacle arms.
Yep.
they're-
Yeah,
His
the
Waldos.
tentacles. Yeah.
Or he'll be calling them his babies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Interior, Peter Parker's apartment, night. There is more equipment than before. Peter is deep at work. His Spider-Man uniform hangs on the wall. There is a knock at the door.
All right, and then this one would be me. I'm playing the part of Liz because I'm apparently the, girliest one on the table.
Oh,
You're the prettiest
no.
girl in
Maybe
school.
not,
You're pretty
but I would say
beautiful.
you are easily the Lizziest one at the table.
Yeah.
That does make sense. Let's go with that. Hey, Peter, are you finished with my computer yet? I got a paper too,
Oh my God. Oh, it's you, Liz. I didn't expect you. Give me a minute.
What are your character doing there?
Well, you know what he's looking at.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna play.
Is that a web slinger in your pocket?
We're just gonna play a little grab ass over here. Get the surprise going.
Peter hides his Spider-Man costume. Interior, the hallway landing, night. Liz waits impatiently.
Hi, Liz. Come on in.
Interior, Peter Parker's apartment, night. Liz enters, looking around. Peter covers for this and that.
What were you doing in there?
Cleaning up? Come on. I'll get your computer. Where's Flash parked?
He picks up a computer and turns to her, but she's already looking around the apartment.
Flash didn't come.
Oh, well, how are you going to get it home?
Liz walks into the room.
Taxi, I guess.
She discovers the Prince of Spidey that Peter has taped up around the apartment.
You must spend a lot of time with this Spider-Man guy.
Oh my.
Peter, don't you think you ought to unplug that?
Peter looks and sees that he is tethered to the wall. Embarrassed, he puts the computer back down.
I'll go down to the corner, see if I can hail that taxi.
Peter leaves. Liz smiles. She likes Peter. Why is he so... ...
Question mark.
Interior hallway night. A shadow of a man can be seen hiding. Peter does not notice him. Interior Peter Parker's apartment night. There's a knock at the door.
Peter?
She is about to open the door when 4 Waldos smash through it, obliterating it. Ox stands in the shattered hallway. Waldo's writhing.
Dr. Octavius, you're so weird. What do you call those?
Oh my God.
Waldos! Did you hear about Spider-Man? That's me, the real Spider-Man. Now tell me, where is that jerky friend of yours, Parker?
Peter, oh, he's not here. He's gone. I don't think he'll be back for a while.
You wouldn't lie to your professor now, would you?
Of course not. Why would I lie about a thing like that? Really, he's, out.
We'll wait.
I think where's the finger through the hair? We're missing that.
Right?
Come on now.
Oh, wait.
I'm over here.
Ock grabs Liz's hair with his Waldos.
What are you doing? Let me go, please. Take those things out of my hair.
My Waldos, you mean?
Oh, God. Whatever you call them, please.
Ock shoots out 2 Waldos simultaneously. Each grabs a
Holy
chair
shit.
from different parts of the room and brings them to the table.
Sit.
She does. He does too, and folds his Waldos across his chest.
He's a nice boy. A little nerdy, maybe, but nice, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. He's very inexperienced.
So, for you viewers out there, I'm pretty sure we can turn this into a drinking game. Every time anyone says Waldo's, go ahead and take a shot.
Anytime anybody makes a sex pun, take a shot, you'd probably be dead.
That's good.
Color Circuit Drunk. Brought to you by...
Brought to you by Anheuser-Busch.
One of Ock's Waldos rests on the table, curled around the computer. Liz lets her hand rest on it. Ock warms immediately.
You know, you're a fascinating young lady.
Thank you.
You're so refreshing. You're so...
Shocking.
Oh, I wouldn't say shocking.
I would.
She sticks his Waldo in the electrical wall socket behind the computer. The current sizzles through him, and he leaps up. Waldo's akimbo, like the cartoon cat.
Use of the word akimbo.
Right.
That is some like 12th grade reading right
Oh,
there.
man. Liz runs out the door. Ock extricates himself from the current and gives chase. Interior hallway night. Liz bursts through the door.
Peter!
She looks both ways for Peter, doesn't see him, and takes off. Ock bursts from the hallway and runs off after Liz. Exterior, the street, night. Liz running as fast as she can, but Ock is gaining quickly. Exterior, Peter Parker's apartment, night. A taxi drives up and disgorges Peter.
More of that thesaurus work right there.
Wait here.
Interior, Peter Parker's apartment, night. He walks in, it's empty.
Liz?
Peter! Help! Peter!
Peter springs into action. He grabs his Spidey suit out of a drawer and starts taking off his clothes.
That's actually right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Shot!
Exterior, street, night. Liz looks back and sees Ock cartwheeling toward her. So cute.
Oh! I am Xanadu!
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
She can't outrun him. She must hide. There's a construction site on the right. She ducks down the alley next to it. Interior, construction alley, night. Liz runs into it and finds herself trapped on three sides by a high cyclone fence. Behind her, Ock's Waldos stretch out like water bug legs. He bug walks into the alley and laughs down at her from his perch atop the Waldos.
Peter Parker has something I want, and I'm going to have something he wants.
She dashes past him and runs into the outboard cargo elevator. Interior elevator night. She looks for the up button, finds nothing. Ock, on his feet now, is on the wire mesh elevator cage in a flash. He tears the outer door away. Liz starts pressing knobs and levers in panic. The lights go out. A warning bell clangs. She finally finds the switch and the car leaps up just as Ock tears off its front door. Liz, safe for the moment, watches Ock recede below, shaking the torn off door in a rage. Exterior construction site, night. Extending Waldo after Waldo, Ock climbs the elevator housing, chasing the rising car inside.
I've already got liver poisoning.
Exterior, construction roof, night. The car arrives and Liz jumps out. She's on nothing but a narrow girder. She tight ropes on the girder. Ock gets to the top. He looks across at her. She's stuck between two unfastened girders. At a dead end, he slowly telescopes a Waldo toward her. She's got no place to run, no place to hide. He grabs her by the blouse and lifts her off the girder.
Put her down, Ock.
Ock looks across the street. There, on the top of a tall building, is Spider-Man.
Dun dun dun.
I know what's happening to you, Ock. I've been through a lot of changes myself lately. You have to listen to me.
It's called puberty.
Who the hell are you?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
That's a lot of crap, clown. I am Spider-Man, not you. Ask your girlfriend. Tell him.
I'm a good friend of Peter Parker's, Ock. Just like that girl you're holding. Now let her go.
Ock thinks for a moment, then he begins to extend the kicking and screaming Liz out over the street, 10 stories up.
Let her go? What an excellent idea. If you do not deliver your friend, Mr. Spider-Man, yes, of course, I'll let her go.
Put me down, you mechanical mutant!
Liz is having none of this. She kicks, she fights, she twists, she flails around, making things a little worse. The ground is yawning death beneath her. Rip! Part of her blouse tears away, and Liz plummets. Spider-Man swoops down on a web strand in his characteristic compound curve. He reaches out for the falling Liz and misses her cleanly. The web is too short.
Nice.
He whips her with a second web, and together they swing to a high girder where he deposits her safe and sound.
Tell your friend Peter that next time I'll get the taxi myself.
Hey, you jerk! You thorny Spider-Man! Prepare to meet your death, bug!
Spidey whips a beam and swings across toward Ock.
Actually, I'm rather fond of living, especially now.
He lands on Ock's girder, and the two progeny of the cyclotron face off for the first time, 10 stories above the street.
Octavius, just stop and think.
I am thinking, insect. I'm thinking about exterminating you.
Okay, if that's the way you want it, let's see what those chrome knuckles can do, Doc.
A Waldo lances out and catches Spidey flush in the jaw. It knocks him to another girder. Spidey hangs on and rolls over. He rubs his jaw.
Yeah, it's
It's Liz.
Oh, sorry. I think I accidentally scrolled past this page.
Oh, whoops.
Where?
Her line is just great.
Just great, yeah.
Great.
Spidey gets ready to go into action and gets pummeled by another barrage of blows from above.
Now I must kill you, you cretinous clown.
Ock throws a roundhouse Waldo that nearly knocks Spidey off the girder. He's just barely hanging on, but Spider-Man's not done yet. He whips a high beam and swings into a better attack position. The two super adversaries engage in battle, with Ock swinging from his Waldos like a metal monkey, and Spidey swinging from his webs like Spidey.
It actually says that in the script. It actually has that exact
It's good.
definition.
They clang and bang through the girders of the construction site.
Once I dispose of you, Spider-Man, no one will be able to stop me.
Stop you from what?
My destiny!
Ock throws his biggest punch yet. Sirens can now be heard in the street. Spidey avoids Waldo strike after Waldo strike. Ock eludes web after web, but Spidey's agility soon has him turning circles.
Over here, octopus!
That's Professor Octopus to you, spider jerk!
Give it up, Professor. You'll never catch me.
Ock takes 3 steps and soars through the air. Exterior brick wall night. Ock, misjudging the leap, soars right past Spidey and into an alley, screaming all the way. Exterior, the alley night. Ock and 2 Waldos pressed against each of the opposing walls. It's a tenuous grip. Then, very slowly, sparks flying from his Waldos. Ock slides down into the alley.
So long, sucker.
Exterior, street, night. Cop cars pull up. Cops leap from them. Exterior, side wall, night. Ock makes it down, sees the cops, ducks out of sight. Exterior, cop cars, night. The searchlights go on. Spider-Man swings back across the street to the construction site.
There he is.
Hey, it's Spider-Man.
Exterior, the roof, night. Spidey lands next to Liz in a pose, lit by the flashing billboard. He's weirder looking than ever. Spidey puts an arm around Liz and extends a web shooter.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm rescuing you.
With that, Spidey leaps way out, and he and Liz swoop away on a web strand.
Thanks, but no!
Exterior, the cop cars, night. All weapons point upward at Spidey's movement.
He won't get away this time.
Hold your fire. He's got a girl.
Looks like he's got a hostage.
Exterior, web strand, night. Spidey sees the weapons aimed upward. He shoots out another web and swings off in a different direction. Liz whoops with the G-force. Oh, man. That G-force, man.
Wait a minute. Where are you taking me?
Oh,
And
that's
then-
action in there.
Yeah.
That's weird. Spidey, hounded by the police, rejected by the girl.
I better just take you back to where you belong.
He shoots out another web.
Hold on tight.
Where are we?
Open your eyes.
They are standing on the roof of the central tower of the Empire University building. Liz opens her... it just fucking changed on me.
Oh,
92.
no, I think that's what
92?
Page 92.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
fucking things.
Shall
Yeah,
I
like
in
if
the
you
meantime?
accidentally scroll on the side where the little scroll bar is, you just
It
get
just,
like
like-
3 pages.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right.
Liz opens her eyes. It's an extraordinary
Hell
sight.
is that?
I'll just.
Liz opens her eyes. It's an extraordinary sight.
If you're trying to impress me, Spidey, I want you to know that I'm not easy Okay, I'm impressed. Now put me down, Spidey. Put me down.
I like the way you say Spidey. Nobody calls me Spidey. Now we go.
Exterior dormitory night. They swoop down and down, stopping on one of the building's sills. Actually, right in front of the window in the dormitory building.
Wow. Look, this is our dormitory. I can get it's like I can get to my room. Hey, wait a minute. There's Flash, if I'm not mistaken.
Liz?
You know my name.
Liz, listen to me. There's something I have to tell you.
Okay, put me down and we can talk. All right?
Do you know who I am?
All I know is you're the amazing Spider-Man. Title drop. Credits. Or better, you're Spidey, the good guy on the block. You're a weirdo in a clown spider suit.
And that's all you know about me? Okay, let's get your boyfriend.
Which one?
How many do you have? I meant Flash.
Well, Flash isn't exactly my boyfriend.
He's not. Then who is?
There's someone I like, but he's too shy to notice.
Flash appears.
Flash!
I don't know if I can do this one, but all right.
Liz! Spider-Man! Wow, that's
You
loud.
know everybody. Flash, we have to call Peter.
Flash rushes right past Liz to the window. There's a newspaper in his hand. Oh, there's a good point to mention that Flash actually has like a boy crush on Spider-Man.
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Hey, they won't let me up, man. They keep calling you an accomplice in this burglary murder. But that's a crock, ain't it? I'm with you, Spidey, 100%.
Thanks.
Very good.
I'm actually getting over a cold. Usually, you should hear it later. So,
By the way, what are you doing with Liz?
She needed a lift.
Oh, okay. This calls for a beer. A lot of beer.
Thanks, but I have some business to take care of.
Well, take care of it later. Wait here. I'll get the beer.
He disappears. Liz comes tentatively to the window where Spidey squats, desire and passion in his white eyes. What? White eye?
Shot.
Okay.
How'd you know this was Flash's place?
Peter Parker told me all about it.
Peter told you all about Flash?
No, he told me all about you. See you later.
He jumps away. Interior dorm night. Flash comes in with more beer than a man ought to carry.
Hey, where'd he go? Hey, Spider-Man.
But Spider-Man has disappeared.
Peter told your hero all about me.
He would, wouldn't he? That jerk.
Exterior, Peter Parker's roof, night. Spider-Man lands on it. He drops in the skylight. Interior, Peter Parker's apartment, night. He drops into the room and pulls off his mask. The place has been ransacked. Computer disks are all over the floor. Peter pulls a file marked Planetary Conjunction. He opens it. A piece of paper falls out. It says, "Kiss it goodbye, wall crawler."
Octavius.
Exterior, Empire State University quad, day. Peter is hurrying along. Kim is sunning herself wonderfully.
Yeah.
Kim, have you seen Harry?
Sure, lots of times. What a brainiac.
Yeah, have you seen him today?
No,
Peter!
Hi, have you seen Harry?
No. What a night, huh?
Yeah, that was some ride home. Must have been pretty exciting.
It was. Okay, look, I got 2 tickets to... is Liz the kind of person who would be able to say Les Miserables?
I don't think so.
no.
Probably
You know what?
She'd
Yeah.
twirl her hair.
I got 2 tickets to Les Miserables.
Put that education to work.
Sorry, I'm really busy. I mean, not tonight. See you later.
Hey, Peter. How did you know about last night?
What about last night?
My exciting ride with Spider-Man.
Oh. Sorry. I gotta hurry. I have to find Harry. I'll see you later.
Peter!
Peter runs off. He sees a car approach and flags it.
Hey, can I get a lift downtown?
Flash.
What?
Oh, that's Flash, yeah.
Oh, take your shoes for a walk, dork.
Flash gets out of his car and crosses the lawn toward Liz. Interior, control room, day. Ock is hard at work. The room, still rippled, has been hot-rodded to the max again. Lots of jerry-rigged stuff has been added. Ock takes a sip from the thermos and flicks on the small tape recorder.
We are new inserting Peter Parker's data on tonight's planetary conjunction.
Insert. The computer screen displays Peter Parker's name and ID number and the title, the planetary conjunction, and its effect on Earth's gravity.
Yes, yes! Go on! Go on!
Number sequences appear on the screen, then a graphic of the Earth moving into line with Saturn, Jupiter, the Sun, and the Moon. In the corner, a number rises.
Enormous. It's enormous!
Yeah.
Yep. The Parker calculations add 4% gravitational force at the moment of full planetary conjunction. Adding this to present maximum power potential, I get...
He looks up and sees the screen, a graphic hole opening up right through the Earth. Almost. The widening hole is swallowing everything.
There you go.
I knew it. I knew it! Universal destruction! It's doable! I am putting a countdown clock on the planetary conjunction now!
A large digital display reads 13:00:03. The last seconds count down to 12:59:59.
Okie dokie! Now let's see if I have enough power to drive this beast.
He starts hitting keys on his computer. Interior, Peter Parker's apartment, night. Peter is working on Liz's computer. There is a knock at his brand new, unpainted door. He hurries to it and pulls the knob so quickly, forgetting his own strength, that the whole assembly comes off in his hand.
I gotta remember to have that fixed. There you are. I've been looking for you all over town.
What happened?
Where were you?
I went to wrestling. Wanted to see that amazing Spider-Man, but he ain't show up.
Listen, Harry, something terrible happened.
What? What?
My planetary conjunction papers, they were stolen.
Oh my God. Are you sure? Who would do such a thing?
Ock,
Of course. But why?
we have to find out. Sit down. I want to access Dr. Octavius's main program. I want to know about his experiments with the cyclotron. Can you do it?
I could try. I could access the system in the dorm. Okay. And through that, I could crack the main line.
All right. Now if we can just disrupt the Octavius file.
Okay. Let's try.
God, I love 90s hacker.
Nice. Hack the planet! Harry cracks his knuckles like a safecracker and bends to the task. Ooh. The phone rings. Peter hits his jerry-rigged speakerphone. Harry keeps hacking.
Yeah?
Parker? Peter Parker? This is J. Jonah Jameson.
Mr. Jameson, you got me at a bad time.
I need pictures of your friend, the amazing Spider-Man. But I need bad guy shots. You got it? Lots of bad guy shots. We're gonna pin that insect to the wall. What do you say?
Peter hangs up. The dial tone cuts off Jameson. Interior, Jameson's office, night. Only he and the photo assistant are there.
What about that kid? On the job already?
Interior, control room, night. Ock is pacing around the hot-rodded room. He checks this and that. He looks...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just imagine it's like painted with like flames on the walls.
Oh, chrome. That's cool.
It's got like a little loop-de-loop.
He puts on a Guy Fieri looking wig.
Ock looks at the countdown clock. 6 hours, 10 seconds, and throws himself down on his chair. He resumes his check down.
Fusion cells, all up. Internal temperature, okay. Risk, acceptable. Let's fly.
He starts flicking on switches and dials. The wine whirs up. He throws the red power throttle. The power dial goes to 90. Interior, Peter Parker's apartment, night. Peter and Harry are at the computer. The lights flicker and dim. Then they go back on. Peter and Harry look at each other and shrug.
Got some.
Digital clock displays 6 hours, 3 seconds.
What is it?
Let me see. It's some kind of countdown clock.
Countdown to what?
I don't know. But whatever it is, it's only 6 hours away.
The planetary conjunction?
Could be.
Or Doc Ock's end of the world experiment?
Wait a minute.
Or both?
Wait a minute. You're not telling me you think the world's gonna end tonight?
You want to wait around till midnight to find out?
No, but
Let's see what else we've got.
Another set of numbers rolls up on the screen. They are accompanied by electrical symbols.
what's that?
It might be a calculation of the amount of power he needs to create the hole between the force and the anti-force.
That's a lot of energy. What could generate power like that?
The closest you could come is the New York City subway system.
Again, the lights flicker and then dim and then return.
We gotta talk to the Professor Rosamorph.
Good job.
Very good.
That was impressive.
Good. Interior, Broadway Express night. Roz, or Rosamorph, boards and takes a seat. There are the usual subway types: a fat woman, a pimply teenager.
There's always
yeah,
a fat woman on the subway.
a pimply teenager and his date, a tall skinny girl in a party dress.
This isn't the usual subway types. Where's the meth head?
That's here. Yeah, that's our
Hasn't
usual
happened
bus
yet,
types.
Not in 1993.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Roz, making notations in a pad, takes no notice of them. He sits down, closes his pad, and taps a pencil against his chin.
Plutonium.
Exterior, major intersection, night. Taxis go by. Two lovers stroll. We hear a familiar whine. The walk and don't walk signals flash at the same time. Is there a boy?
You have a boy?
Oh, maybe. Make up your mind! The signs explode. The couple stops in their tracks. The boy looks up at the girl.
What's going on?
An arc of electricity now shoots between the light pillars of the subway station at the corner. Interior, Broadway local, night. Sparks fly by the window. Roz, oblivious at first, is now stunned by the show. Exterior, subway train entrance, night. The arcs of electricity continue to rise. The street lights buckle and bend into weird shapes.
Oh my god!
Get back, get back.
Exterior, intersection, night. Two taxis roar through the intersection and collide. Oh. The ethnic drivers leap out.
just jabbering in their foreign tongue.
Pretty much.
Goofy.
Pretty much.
Non-white American.
Who was the guy? Who was it
voices.
before? Latino pigeon
Oh, it was,
keeper?
yeah, the Latino guy.
Who
Yeah.
starts screaming at the
You know who
guy.
it really is,
God.
man? It's Chris Rock up in there.
There
That's
you
who
go.
it is.
Oh,
Damn.
1993, yeah.
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 Interior, train, night. People scream and fall back as the train seems to change angles. Exterior, subway entrance, night. A building roar rises from the subway entrance, then the sound of a train whistle. The boy looks down at the stairs and has to leap out of the way as the Broadway Express comes high-balling up the steps and blasts through the subway entrance. The train sails through the air. Exterior, luxury condo, high-rise, night. The train crashes into the building in a storm of cyclotron-generated dolly physics. I guess just surreal.
Easier said than done.
Exterior, the street, night. The throb and pulse recede. Screams, honks, sirens can be heard. Exterior, luxury condo, high-rise, night. A splendidly turned-out middle-aged woman wakes from her satin sleep to see that a subway train is in the middle of her bedroom. The wall through which the train has come sags and ripples like it is melted and partially resolidified.
Henry! Henry!
Several passengers climb out of the windows of the train and pry open the doors.
What are you doing here? Get out of here! Get out of here!
Exterior, the street, night. A crowd is gathered to gawk and point. They look up and we see their POV. The middle car of the train is simply embedded in the high-rise, its rear sticking out of the building 15 stories up. From its coupling dangles the last car. Interior, middle car, night. The car is bisected in the middle by the fused brick and glass of the wall of the building. Passengers on the outside of the wall press their faces to the glass and pound for help. Roz comes to the aid of a mother with 2 children. Exterior, the street, night. The crowd sees something else. Swinging high in the sky is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
There it is.
It's Spider-Man.
The couple Yeah, there you go. That's it. The couple and two drivers argue about what this means.
It's Spider-Man.
Get out of here, you bum.
Hey, what are you talking about?
What's the matter, lady? Don't you read the papers?
This is the driver of a Daily Bugle truck carrying the historically famous Bugle headline, Spider-Man, Threat or Menace.
Go, Spidey, go.
Interior, last car, night. It's nearly vertical. People are tumbled over each other. The scared teenager is tearing at the door. The skinny girl screams in a mechanical way. The
Maybe
door...
maniacal?
Is it?
No,
No,
it,
maybe-
it says
no.
mechanical. That's weird.
Oh, that's weird. Like maniacal, like she did it.
I'm very scared right now.
Engage fear subroutines.
No.
The door opens. He nearly falls. The skinny girl screams again. He manages to get back inside. She looks at him, safe now, but she screams again anyway. Roz struggles to right himself against a pole. A bag of groceries goes sliding past him. It continues downward and out the open door. The bag tumbles down through the air. Down, down, and down. Interior, middle car, night. Spidey's face appears in the window, upside down.
Hello, everybody.
He slides the window down and flips inside. He walks through the parting passengers to the building wall. He feels it.
Okay, everyone, stand back and stay cool.
He hurls himself at the fused glass portions and bounces back into the floor. He rolls over, flexing his shoulder.
Is that the real Spider-Man?
Spidey does a triple flip to his feet. He reaches up for the overhead railing and pulls it down easily. Oohs and ahs. Spider-Man points at it. Points it at the glass and hefts it.
Somebody want to give me a hand with this?
First, the woman, and then all of them take up positions on the battering ram.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
They ram the glass and it shatters. Interior, the luxury condo high-rise night. Henry stands at the open door of the train in his bedroom as they all come rushing through into the room. Oh.
So I didn't even see these guys in the cast list, Henry and...
Yeah,
I'm
that's
assuming
because-
wife is one of the several women things that I've been reading for that I thought were the same
Yeah, I
characters,
think
so
your
I've just been
wife.
doing the same Jewish New York wife.
I think, yeah, you'd be wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just continue to do that because I'm pretty sure that's what all
You got
your
women
friend
in
dress
New
ya.
York
Yeah,
say.
there you go. Come on, that's it. Step lively now.
Henry, the rugs.
Oh, shut up!
Have a nice evening, ma'am. And you too, Henry.
Exterior, the street, night. The fire trucks arrive and begin assembling a ladder. Interior, the last car, night. Spidey arrives at the door at the top of the car. He sees Roz at the bottom. 3 people are between them. The skinny girl sees Spidey. She screams.
Okay, folks, just hang on.
He scampers down the grab handles to the people below. 4 passengers cling to the seats and bars.
Okay, one at a time. You first, ma'am.
A fat woman makes a "who, me?" gesture. Spidey throws her over his shoulder. Insert, the coupling which holds the 2 cars at right angles begins to bend open. Spider-Man, the fat woman over his shoulder, goes hand over hand to the top, and the woman is dumped into the middle car. The coupling bends open a little more now. Spidey helps the teenager and the skinny girl out of the car. She takes the dreadful step between cars. She looks down. She screams. She steps across. Exterior, luxury condo high-rise, night. The fire ladder is up, but it is about 10 feet short of where it's aimed at, the end of the car. A fireman stands at its apex.
Give me more ladder. I need more ladder.
Negative on that. You're at full extension. Interior, last car, night. Now only Roz is left. Spidey approaches him. He clings to a pole. The coupling bends open. The car is hanging there from memory.
This is Dr. Octavius's work. I must get back to my university. I must stop Ock. He's gone crazy. Can you help me?
Sure thing. Just don't take the train. Come on, give me your hand.
Spider-Man, listen to me. If he can do this with the train, if he comes this far, then I can pretty well predict his next step. He'll go to plutonium SL-270 for power. He must be stopped or else he'll destroy our world.
The coupling shrieks and the car lurches.
Let's get you out of here first, Professor.
Wait, Spider-Man. I don't think I can make it. You mustn't waste time saving me. You must save the world. You must go and stop Ock.
The door's like right there.
Yeah, right.
I have webs. I'm a super guy. I could just web you out the door.
Where can I find him?
He is looking for plutonium SL-270, I'm sure.
The car lurches on its side and Roz flies out of the door. Spidey whips out a web that girdles Roz's waist.
Think, Rosamorph. Think where one can find plutonium. Where could he find SL-270?
Exterior, luxury condo, high-rise, night. Roz is hanging in midair on the web.
There is only one place where he can get the plutonium SL-270.
Where?
Toxic dump. Any toxic dump would have SL-270.
Oh,
There's more than
Yes.
More than one place.
There's many more than one place. That's what you're saying.
Arrows down.
Spidey swings Roz in an arc to the fireman. He misses Roz on the first pass. Roz looks up at Spidey, who stands in the doorway manipulating the web. The fireman grabs Roz. Then, with an awful screech of steel, the car pulls loose from the coupling, with Spider-Man inside it. The car plunges 10 stories to the street below. Exterior, street, night. Cops, firemen, press, the works. The crowd gasps. Camera strobes pop as the last car crashes to the sidewalk. We hold several beats on the incredible rubble. Then, a webbed hand. Spider-Man groggily pulling himself from the wreckage.
Put your hands up, Spider-Man.
You're making a big mistake.
You're looking at 20 years.
Spider-Man shoots a wad of web goo
Shot.
onto the cop's gun and leaps up onto the luxury condo and swings up out of the frame. The cop aims and shoots. The bullet makes a thwomp noise. The web goo stretches out about 3 feet and falls limp.
Wait, what's that
What
noise
the
again?
hell?
Thwomp, thwomp, thwomp.
Exterior, back of building, night. Spider-Man swings painfully, one-handed and limp, at the end of a web strand. After falling 10 stories, he is groggy and weak. He can't think. He can't focus. He can barely hold on to his wrist gizmos. This bug is spent.
See, that's the thing is that, you got Peter who's limp. Now, if he only had some Waldos, maybe Weena could give him a help with that.
Well, the other thing I was noticing, they never described him making the web shooters, did they?
No, they
No,
did not.
he just has
had
them.
them all of a sudden. Okay, that's cool.
Because he's just flinging goo.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, those things were just hot rodded together. And there you go.
I think that I always use wrist gizmos whenever my Peter is limp.
I'm always searching for Waldos.
I just had to make that pun because I'm pretty sure James Cameron wrote it in there.
Oh,
hoping
probably,
someone would
right.
say that pun.
Yeah.
Must go on. Must find Ock. SL-270 plutonium. Must get that crazy old loony before he gets to the plutonium. Toxic dump. Where are the toxic dumps?
I just realized he should have been doing Marvin the Martian the whole time. Get that
Does that
plutonium too.
Oh, that does work. That does. He hangs there with 2 hands to catch his breath and thinks. He shoots a web up diagonally and swings across on it. This time, he catches on and holds, but barely. Interior Aunt May's family room. Night. Liz is standing. Aunt May is seated on the couch. She looks weak, pale, and alone.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't Liz standing right there?
Yeah, I see. You're lovely as ever, Peter. Said you were. That's
Why
right.
is Aunt May Bill Clinton?
Well, just give me a second. I'll work with it. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Sorry, that caught me off guard. I lost my place. Thank you. He really wanted so badly to come see you. He called me up out of the blue.
Now tell me about Peter. Now, what's he been up to? He seems so preoccupied.
Oh, You know Peter. He's all caught up in some kind of study he's doing. Things are really crazy at the university now. Things are crazy everywhere. I guess Peter's just, well, you know, pulled into this hell. Pulled into his shell.
And pulled into this hell, to be fair. Yeah.
The script is what we're talking about.
Well, all right. Hey, listen, when Peter was little, he loved to hide in the closets, under the sink. He'd always needed a secret place. But when I'd look for him, he'd always laugh. He wanted to be found.
Creepy.
Yeah. Get you right here, tell you.
I have to say my lines. Stop making me laugh. Yeah, well, I don't think he wants me to find him. Well, I'd better be going. My friend Flash is picking me up.
Yeah, this Flash. He isn't your boyfriend, is he?
No, not really. I think you can guess why.
It's because you're on Jenny Craig's diet plan. That's what it is.
They smile knowingly at each other. Liz goes toward the door.
Elizabeth.
She turns.
Finders keepers, losers weepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right,
Oh
baby.
my god.
What?
That's what I used to say to Peter when I found him.
Oh man. Exterior, 5th Avenue, night. Spider-Man swings high above it. This is not the confident swinger with Liz in his arms. This is a nice.
Shot.
This is a guy who's making it by the narrowest of margins. There is a traffic jam below.
Got to find Doc. Got to find the toxic dumps. Oh. Yeah!
He looks down.
You found the top.
Yeah, I think so.
And go.
Web goo. He looks down at the traffic. We pan across the many cars until we come to a nondescript green car. Interior, green car, night. Ock is honking the horn. Something lands on his roof. Then Spidey sticks his head upside down in the windshield.
What's up, Ock?
You!
A Waldo smashes through the windshield but misses Spidey. Ock leaps from the car.
You're a doomed bagwall crawler. I've no time to waste on you now.
Exterior street, night. Ock runs through honking traffic. Spider-Man leaps from car to car. Ock turns to see Spider-Man leap to a limo at the curb. Ock turns tail and runs down an alley. A female cop pops out of the doorway. Her partner, a big young cop, pulls his gun.
Shot. All right, freeze. Up against the wall. And spread it. Shot.
Ock complies. He raises his hands and spreads the Waldos to full extension. The big cop screams and faints. The little female cop's eyes pop. Ock swats the gun from her hand. He starts to choke her.
I've seen enough anime to know where this is.
Oh, shit.
His Waldo tentacles.
Oh, no. Spidey comes swinging to the rescue. He lands on the roof nearby.
Hey, you big Ock. Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
All right, Spider-Bug. Here, I've come for you.
Ock leaves the cop and attacks Spider-Man, shooting his iron fist at him. Ock runs to the end of the alley. Spidey staggers to his feet and resumes the chase. Ock breaks into a red Corvette convertible, starting it with a Waldo. Spider-Man comes out in time to see the vet drive away. A Chinese laundry truck is passing. This just has to be Chinese.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Doc Ock's got nipple rings.
Oh, totally right. Spidey whips it and it is whipped away. He crawls over to the window.
Hey, driver, could you follow that red vet for me?
Here we
Christ.
go.
Jesus
Here
Christ.
we fucking
Do
go.
it.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And one.
The surprised Chinaman lets loose a scream of Chinese expletives. complete with appropriate suggestive gestures.
You get off my car!
Oh, no.
Nope.
Spider-Man crawls to the top of the truck and surveys the situation. He sees a sea of moving traffic. He whips up a web and swings away. Spidey swings along from building to building. The red vet is making headway. Suddenly, Spider-Man spots a blue MG with its top up.
Flash Thompson, I never thought I'd be happy to see you.
Exterior, blue MG night. Spidey swoops down on the blue MG. Interior, blue MG night. Does anyone know about cars? I have no idea what the hell this thing is.
It's kit cars. It's
Oh.
it's a little one, kind of sporty looking.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
It's blue.
It's blue and an MG.
And it apparently has a convertible. It has a top.
Oh, good,
so-
good. Spidey wedges down into the car, right between Flash and Liz. She whoops. Flash is thrilled.
Sorry about that.
Spider-Man, this is unbelievable. I'm actually drinking and driving. That's a first.
Flash, I need your help.
You got it.
You any good with this thing?
I'm the best.
Okay, catch that vet.
Roger Wilco, over and out.
He swerves. Spidey falls all over Liz. They begin to careen through traffic. 3 peas in a very small pod. Exterior, West Side car chase montage. Night. With Spidey jammed in between Liz and Flash, the MG chases the vet. Since neither Ock nor Flash is any good at this, both cars quickly careen into poles, fences, hot dog cars, and begin falling apart.
Hot dog cars?
Hot dog cars.
I just think the Wienermobiles are foliage all over New York.
That's probably exactly what it is.
Cars.
On Riverside Drive, the MG begins to lurch and steam. The vet looks eaten away. The George Washington Bridge looms ahead. The vet roars through the toll booth. They spot Ock stuck in traffic.
Why is he going to New Jersey? And who is it that shitty red car?
Don't you recognize him? It's Ock.
New Jersey has the largest toxic waste dump in the world.
New Jersey is the largest toxic waste.
All right, so if I'm going to read like Gilbert Godfrey, gotta squint these eyes a little. What does he want with the toxic wastes?
He's looking for plutonium, my dear. Oh, okay.
My dear.
Calling Flash, my dear.
That's right.
The car has to slow down. It's in a traffic jam.
Sorry, can't do anything about this traffic.
Spider-Man jumps out of the car.
Try to stay with me. I don't want to lose him.
Speeding along the bridge, Ock sees no one, but high above, Spidey swings from tower to tower above him. At the last tower, Spidey leaps down onto a big truck. The vet weaves and Spidey crosses to another big truck. For a moment, he is caught between the 2 trucks, but he makes it across. The vet takes an exit. Spidey leaps to the next sign. He aims his wrist gizmo and waits for the next car to take the exit, but none does. Deflated, he drops to the ground. He looks up to see a sign on a cyclone fence. It says, "Dump number 7, keep out radioactive material."
Bingo.
Interior, toxic waste dump night. The landscape has a nightmarish vision, weirdly lit by safety lights. Vats and drums ooze all kinds of bad stuff. A light is on in a dilapidated shack. Interior, the shack night. Ock is tossing away the canisters until he comes to one marked Hazard! Plutonium SL-270! Hazard!
Okie dokie.
Open that now and you'll spoil Christmas.
Spidey's peering in from a hole in the roof.
Insect, I'm going to squash you to death once I lay my Waldos on your skinny bones.
Ock hurls a drum at Spidey. It erupts in a sizzle of liquid and gas. Then the 6-armed fiend runs for the door with his SL-270. Exterior, the shack, night. Ock comes flying out and Spider-Man grabs a Waldo. Spidey does a backflip and whips Ock so hard the Waldo snaps off. Ock recoils it and reacts in horror. With a roar, Ock attacks Spider-Man. They battle as super adversaries.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This is the second time they
Yeah,
used that.
second super adversary battle.
Ock gains the upper hand and tosses Spidey into a pile of rusting drums. A gas envelops Spider-Man and he begins coughing. Exterior, the dump night. Ock's Waldos are coiled around Spider-Man's neck as the web-slinger is dragged through the dump. His wide eyes narrow and blink.
That's so hot.
There is a capped well behind a warning sign. Ock tears off the cap and then hurls the groggy Spidey down the well.
Goodbye, Spider-Man.
Goo everywhere.
Interior the well, night. Spidey falls. He cannot grab onto the slimy walls. At the bottom of the foul pit is a bubbling blue luminescent pool. Spidey claws frantically at the walls.
No!
He gets a hold and slides down to within a foot of the pool. Its weird light shines up at him. He looks up at the starry sky.
Dreamy-eyed.
Okay now, Spidey. Easy does it.
He shoots a web about halfway up the pit. It hits the wall, sizzles, and drops back down.
Don't give up, Spidey. Don't give up.
The web gizmo squirts out a pathetic patooey of web goo. Then it hisses. Oh, yeah. All the time. Empty.
Portland Peter.
Empty. Now what do I do?
So you've avoided the nuclear pool, have you, Spider-Man?
Well, so far so good, but I can't hold on much longer.
Pity.
Oh, come on, Ock. Be a good sport. Let's talk this over face to face. Throw me a line.
Spidey reaches out.
Okay, face to face. Catch this!
Ock, way up at the opening above, raises a huge drum above his head. The drum leaks toxic waste in orange tendrils. He is about to drop it down on Spider-Man.
Who approved this toxic waste dump? Like, this is like the DOE is going to be all over this.
I think you're right.
Just barrels just sitting out, leaking radioactive.
A lot of red ones just ready
Yeah,
to be
red
shot and
ones.
explode.
Oh, that's
Oh,
No,
don't
Flash.
do it, Professor.
We now see Flash and Liz in the blue MG.
I know you. And you, young lady. Both of you are in my physics class, aren't you? Come, you can help me. I need to get some of these drums to my laboratory. Help me, and I'll give you special grades. What do you say?
Suddenly, he catches Flash with a Waldo and starts to choke him. Liz screams and tries to help Flash.
Tighter, friend, tighter.
leave him alone.
No.
Another Waldo grabs her. Roz now appears on the scene.
Leave them alone, Otto.
But they won't help me. Everybody is trying to destroy my experiment. And so are you, Rosamov.
Another Waldo grabs Roz by his arm.
Otto, I was wrong. I've gone over your research. It's brilliant. Otto, it is mad, but it's brilliant. You have much work left to do. I want to help you, Otto. For the sake of science, go and do your experiment. Leave these kids alone and I'll help you.
You will? You too?
Both Flash and Liz shake their heads, okie dokie. Hawk gestures to Flash and Liz.
Help me with these drums. I need to get them to my laboratory immediately.
Do as he says.
Ock pushes Flash and Liz with his iron arm, gripping Liz by her hair. He shoves her onto the car.
Drive, Flash, before I flush your girl right down the toilet.
Professor Rosamorph, it's no good. Double dealing. Why did you help him?
Rosamore finds a rope and looks into the well.
Don't lose your energy screaming. Catch this rope and climb up. Come on.
Interior Roz's car, night. They drive along the highway. Spidey is recovering, working his neck.
I've been through the Octavius data. He has enough power with his plutonium, especially if he gets his hands on Parker's data. There he has enough power to do what he wants to do. And we are not going to stop him in time before the planetary conjunction occurs tonight.
Stop the car. I have an idea.
They're in the middle of Riverside Drive, but a phone booth is coming up on the right. Insert, Roz's foot stabs the brake. Interior, Roz's car, night. Spidey gets out of the car, then he pats himself where his pockets ought to be.
Do you have a dime?
Interior, Peter Parker's apartment, night.
90s.
Harry is there, working on...
That's how much in 2018 money? Like $80,000?
Something like that. Harry is there, working on the computer. Phone rings. Harry picks up.
Harry?
Peter, where are you?
Interior phone booth night.
Listen, Harry, you must get my paper before Ock uses it.
Interior Peter Parker's apartment night.
Your planetary conjunction data? Oh, it's too late. Oh, Ox got your paper. It's in his computer already.
The computer screen displays a graphic of the sun, Earth, and moon lining up with Jupiter and Saturn.
But don't worry. He can never use it without that plutonium.
He's got the plutonium, and he's on his way back to the lab. And he's got 2 prisoners with him, Liz and Flash.
Don't worry. He needs a huge amount of power. Thousands of volts of electricity to get to the Anti-Force.
He can get to the power, electrical power, to the max, nuclear power, SL-270, and now, at the moment of full planetary conjunction, when all the planets line up with the sun, maximum gravitational power. The conjunction is Ock's final power source.
Damn. The conjunction is due at midnight? What are we gonna do?
Exterior University grounds night. The blue MG arrives and comes to a stop. Ock looks up at the 2 prisoners in the back seat and smiles to himself. Picks up 1 drum on his each shoulder.
Okie dokie. Have fun, young ones, for the last time.
Ock leaves. Liz and Flash are tied together in the back seat of the car.
What do we do now?
Well, for one, these handcuffs aren't on tight enough. We kiss the world goodbye. If he's right, all there is left to do is,
Wait, I think I can release my right hand.
Oh, come
Shot.
on. Interior Peter Parker's apartment night.
How much time is left? Wait, I can find out. My God, 59 minutes.
Did you find out by looking at the clock?
I think so, yeah. Interior phone booth night.
The only way we can interfere with Ock's plan is to find a computer center. Fast.
Our university has the biggest center in town.
Yeah, but who's gonna work them?
Exterior University grounds night. Professor Ock comes for some more drums. He sees that Liz and Flash have disappeared. Ock picks up 2 drums. Harry sees Flash and Liz come running to the school grounds.
I think I can get some help. I can teach anyone how to code in 5 minutes.
Really?
Then do it.
1993, this is Fortran. That's pretty impressive.
I'm going basic.
Interior computer lab night. The lights are off, but the computers are on. Harry looks over Liz's shoulder as she cracks through a code. Her screen reads out Connecticut, Tech, fully op, line backlog, security max level. The last line is flashing.
Hey, this is easy.
They all run from computer to computer.
Okay.
hey, Harry, I need help.
Coming.
Harry types in Karnaki Limited and gets the same response. He looks at his digital wristwatch. 1 hour, 2 seconds becomes 59:59 as we watch. Then a warning buzzer.
I got one. I got one.
Harry, get over here.
Harry hurries to Kim's side and elbows her out of the chair. Fuck.
What a chick.
The screen.
Same college-age girl voice, but you're much better at it.
The screen is flashing. Warning! Security breach! Harry's hands fly over the keys. The kids gather around. Line drawings of the cyclotron, progressing from large to small detail, appear one after the other. Finally, a pipe. There is a circle around a joint, and the legend H2O.
Goddamn water leak.
Hey, look at this. Empire State University. This is our cyclotron, right?
Well, what does it say?
It says no information on the internet.
Damn. We can't do it.
You mean we can't stop Looney Ock?
I mean, the world is in danger.
We must find Peter. He knows these computers better than all of
Yes,
us.
but where the hell is he?
I bet he's with Spider-Man.
Suddenly the lights dim. A heavy noise. An earthquake. Exterior. Outer space. Perpetual dark. The Earth is moving into line with the other planets of the conjunction. Exterior Science Center, night. Harry and Flash and Liz and Kim, the Earth is shaking, come running out of the building beneath an enormous hanging moon. They are frightened. Suddenly it all stops. It's quiet. The kids look up at the sky.
Look at the moon. I've never seen it so big.
What is that?
It must be the sun.
Dawn of the final day.
We now see the sky with the sun on one side and the moon on the other. They watch it, shocked and frightened out of their wits. Exterior, end of the world montage night. The world, probably. Was that song out? Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah. It'd been
What was
out
that?
there.
The
Yeah.
80s?
It was like
Yeah.
89-ish, I think.
Okay. Suddenly, from Mock's basement lab, a blue beam of light breaks through. A whine starts. It moves magically out of the window and pans around a sleepy New York, which doesn't know that the end is upon it. The dreaded whine builds throughout. People stop in their tracks, look up at the strange-looking skyline. Camera comes down to the street where Roz is driving Spider-Man fast toward the university. Interior, Roz's car, night. Roz looks out over the skyline of New York. Lighted buildings flare up and then go dark. The lighted spire of the Empire State Building flares up and explodes.
It started. Step on it, Professor, or we'll never make it.
They look across the campus and see a strange light is coming out of the science center.
Our campus, right there. See those beams from Ox Lab? We're late. It's coming. And the conjunction will happen in a few seconds.
Spider-Man massages his arm.
Stop the car. Come with me.
Where? What?
Spider-Man shoots out a web and flies toward the school building, taking Roz with him. Interior, experimental chamber, night. It is a patchwork of makeshift repairs. Ock looks in through the window that's been melted out. He is lost in a mad rapture. Interior, control room, night. Red power throttle is at 95% power! Spider-Man and Roz enter, shielding their eyes from the glare. The countdown clock reads 8 minutes, 18 seconds.
Aha! You never included the conjunction in your calculations, did you, Rosamov?
Damn the calculations. My God, Otto, you have to hear me. The world we know will collapse. Everything we have devoted our lives to. All the patterns, all of the harmonies, everything will be destroyed.
A new world awaits. Rosamov, it is my destiny.
It is cosmic suicide. You have no right.
Roz flings himself through the melted window into the experimented chamber. He grabs for the bullet, but the Waldos grab him and throw him back. Roz staggers backward into the arms of Spider-Man.
You have to stop him. Spider-Man, you have to stop him.
I'm afraid we're too late.
Spider-Man attacks Ock, trying to push him away from the throttle. Ock pushes Spider-Man away from him so strongly that Spider-Man is knocked down. Ock nudges the power throttle toward the forward, and the whine increases to an ear-shattering pitch. The countdown clock reads 6 minutes, 48 seconds. We are at 96% power. Exterior, the Science Center, night. We pan down from the moon to a street full of sirens and shadowy figures running in the night. Liz and Kim and Harry come nearer. A very weird light is emanating from the center.
He's in there. I know Peter is in there. That's.
Oh, she breaks into a run.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't say.
That-
She breaks into a run!
You should anyway.
Right?
Liz, don't! Liz, come back! Come back!
Liz runs inside. They run after her. A bolt of electricity flashes across the doorway, stopping them.
I thought that was my line.
I know, right? This formatting.
Formatting on this is
Yeah.
It even said flash in it.
Ooh. Interior, the control room, night. The planets are playing on the computer screen. Things in the room begin to rise, weightless. The energy storm is brewing.
Okie dokie. My energy storm has started. My anti-force is on. History is being made. Spider-Man, Rosamov, cheer up, friend. We're on the way to the unknown cosmos. We three are about to visit heaven. Real God's heaven.
Spider-Man, the conjunction, it's happening.
Exterior, the sky, strange colors, night. The conjunction is now happening. Surreal dials spin madly. Interior, Science Center, night. Liz runs into a hallway gone berserk. Stuff is flying everywhere. Tiles pull from the walls and crash to the ceiling.
Peter, where are you?
Interior control room, night. Ock throws the red power throttle to 97% power. Cacophony. The bullet begins to pulse and throb. The dials spin. The countdown clock reads 5 minutes 58 seconds. Exterior, Science Center, night. The full moon hangs over the building. Flash and Harry and Kim stand at the entrance to the center. Flash starts to run to the building.
Lise, come on out.
They run forward, but as they reach the front steps of the building, lurches forward. The bottom step becomes a wall of stone and dirt 6 feet high.
Get back! Flash! Get back!
Wow.
Then the building lurches upward again. This time it pulls free from the ground. The kids take cover as water lines burst and electrical wires spark. Interior, Science Center hallway, night. Liz opens a door.
Peter!
The building lurches, throwing her back across the hall where she crashes through another door. Interior, chemistry lab, night. All manner of stuff is flying around. Liz comes sliding across the floor. She crashes into a cabinet. Glassware starts to fall on her, but crashes into the ceiling instead. She is dragged up the wall. She kicks and screams against the anti-force. Exterior, Science Center, night. Flash, Kim, and Harry look on as heavy electrical cables stretch upward toward the writing center and then snap in showers of sparks. As they fall away, the center becomes airborne. The cables wave up at it, shooting arcs of electricity directly at the building. Interior, chemistry lab, night. Liz slides down the wall. She grabs at the window and looks out. The rest of the university recedes beneath her, now 100 feet below, and they're still rising. Flash and Harry look up.
Oh my God! Lise is inside there.
And Professor Romanoff and Crazy Ark.
What about Peter? Is he there with him?
No, but I bet Spider-Man is.
Exterior, street in front of the university, night. People look up at the Science Center. A cyclist riding and looking crashes into a taxi. Max Reese leaps out of the with a beautiful starlet from the taxi.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I am.
That's some show. If I ever saw one.
Interior, Jameson's office. That's all right. Interior, Jameson's office, night. He's looking out his window and seeing the university's lab buildings flying by, up and up toward the sky.
Tear out the front page. Change the headline. The biggest news is happening right now. We need photos. A camera. Get me a camera.
Exterior, sky, night. A very long shot of the Science Center rising into the clouds. Interior, Aunt May's bedroom, night. She pulls aside a curtain and watches the Science Center rise. Interior, control room, night. Ock works the computer as the console sends up showers of sparks. He glances at the bullet, which now pulses, the countdown clock at 4 minutes 18 seconds.
Where is it going, Otto?
As the world was, as the times, as the dimensions. Who knows? Who cares?
Then why?
Truth, Rosamov. Look at it. The new truth. The new way.
Don't listen to him, Professor Roz.
No, don't you listen to that clown. He can't save you, or the world for that matter.
A Waldo reaches in and rips Roz off Spidey, flinging him back against a wall. Roz lands in a heap beneath a fire station, hose, extinguisher, axe, etc. We see the Waldo reach out for Spider-Man. It wraps around his foot and begins to tug slowly.
Once and for all, Spider-Man. Once and for all, we'll end the legend of your powers.
Ock knocks Spider-Man with a real big blow with his Waldo. Ock is slowly dragging Spider-Man to a huge hole that's been ripped in the floor by the beams of electricity. We see New York a half-mile down through the hole. We see Spidey being drawn across the hole. Then Roz comes flying in with a fire axe. Roz hacks away at the Waldo and chops it off. The stump withdraws. Ock examines it in pain and fury.
You were my teacher.
Roz doesn't even look back. He and Spidey are at the edge of the hole, and he's shaking Spidey furiously. Ock sends out his other Waldo and begins banging it on a floor in a frenzy on either side of Roz and Spidey. Like a child denied, He smashes his steel fists against the floor again and again.
You were my teacher, and you want to destroy my experiment. You're a scientist, for heaven's sake. Don't you want to know what's up there?
Yes, but not on the account of our world. We have only one world. Only one life. The floor begins.
I know, it's weird.
Their stage directions are formatted.
Oh, strange. The floor begins to craze and then crack like ice around a hole in a pond. Bang, bang! Spidey comes to just as the section of floor beneath himself and Roz gives way and falls through. Oh, that was awful.
That's such a formatted
Yeah.
paragraph.
Yeah, it's awful.
Spidey grabs hold of the edge and dangles. He looks down and sees Roz falling away beneath him, disappearing into the dark.
Spider-Man! Only you can save us now.
Roz! Murderer!
Forget that old fool, insect. My Spider-Man, come join me on my fantastic voyage to the seventh heaven. Party of 5, Melrose Place.
Yeah, that was on TV and this is written, wasn't it?
Yeah. Exterior, outer space, perpetual dark. The planets are virtually in line. Interior, science center hallway, night. Liz comes running through it. A bolt of electricity shoots from the right to the left in front of her. She slams on the brakes and runs the other way.
Peter! Peter!
Interior, control room, night. The countdown clock is at 2 minutes 59 seconds. Ock throws the power throttle to 98% power. He laughs, and a web splats across his glasses.
Shot.
Spidey scrambles to his feet. Ock, still trying to get the web goo off his glasses,
Shot.
is slammed into the console by Spider-Man.
Shot.
Sparks fly and Waldo's flail blindly, smashing things. Ock tears off his glasses and squints through the fire and smoke and glare. Spider-Man thwips the ceiling and swings into a drop kick. Ock recovers. He grabs Spidey and slam dunks him through the hole in the floor. Exterior. Woo. The bottom of the building. Night. Spider-Man falls through the air. He shoots up a web and thwips. It sticks to the rocky bottom of the foundation. Ock appears in the hole. He sees Spidey's dilemma, hanging on the thread of a web. A half-broken Waldo snakes down and clips the web. But the web sticks to the Waldo!
Shot.
Ock shakes it,
Shot.
Ock shakes it, but he can't get loose. Spider-Man shoots out another web at the rock bottom, and with the leverage, he pulls Ock out. Ock swings down in a wide arc, and his Waldos catch on the rock upside down. He holds on fiercely. Ock scrambles out to the side of the center and begins looking for an entry. Spider-Man is right on his tail. The building pitches sideways. Ock turns to face Spider-Man, his broken Waldos out for battle. Spidey grabs an exposed pipe. I've been there. And breaks it off, brandishing it like a broadsword.
Let's have it, old boy.
A bizarre duel takes place.
I'll say.
The center pitches this way and that. Spidey and Ock move from foothold to foothold, from ledge to parapet. Window to ledge to parapet. Oh. Now the center pitches to a 45-degree angle. They duel upside down. A window grate crashes open and Liz comes flying out, holding on to the grate for dear life.
Liz!
Ock seizes the opportunity to whack Spidey across the head. Spidey loses his footing, but the building now lurches back and Liz goes flying back inside. Spidey ducks inside too and pulls the grate. Spider-Man uses his great strength to move a huge piece of scientific machinery in front of the grate.
Come on.
Where's Peter? He must be here somewhere.
He's around. Don't worry. We'll find him.
Interior control room, night. The countdown clock is at 1 minute as Spidey comes flying in with Liz in tow.
This building is flying. I'm in a goddamn flying building.
I think we have to pull some of these cables. Try those over there. I'll work on these. We gotta slow this thing down somehow. We got helicopters coming.
Liz looks at some.
How do I know that?
Yeah, how do you know that?
Come on, man.
Like, I didn't even question that until you said it.
And didn't Liz know his identity earlier in the script?
It seems like she does.
She did, didn't she? She said like you were Spidey or heroic or something like that.
Nah,
I don't know.
Fucking
Weird.
I think we're putting more thought into
Yeah,
it.
no.
You know, this kind of
man.
reminds me of an interesting story. If we got a sec.
Oh,
You're talking about
yeah,
drinking.
We have, yeah.
When I was in the Marine Corps, we actually went out for drinks, and there was a friend of ours who were doing flaming shots. You guys familiar with seeing flaming shots? Yeah, you're supposed to put them out, right? Well, unfortunately, he put it out, and he thought he did, and it relit as he was taking the shot, and the glass exploded in his face. So here he is,
cool.
out on liberty. He's got glass shards in his lip. His lips are on fire, and so what does his buddy do to put out the flames? Goes, I got a brilliant idea, and starts pounding him in the face. Flames go. The fire goes out. He gets knocked. He gets knocked out. Two ladies are over here making out. Roll up onto the bar table. End up rolling over on top of him. And his other friend who knocked him out has got his phone just videotaping.
Oh.
Way to go, right?
And then did he say like, "Oh, the helicopters are coming"?
Shot.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's funny that you remember
Back
that
to
story.
adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
let's see. If
Any
we can
horror,
figure
'cause there
out
are so many.
Spider-Man, like, where these fucking helicopters came from.
Liz looks at some wiring, apprehensive about even touching it.
Pull!
Shot.
She yanks out a cable.
Sure,
The
yep.
building pitches, but when Spidey pulls one out, it rights itself. Exterior, Science Center, night. The big beams start cutting out one by one. The center begins to pitch and yaw. The choppers are getting closer. Interior, control room, night. The countdown clock reads 15 seconds as Spidey and Liz continue to pull wires and cables. Two Waldos erupt through the floor and grab Spidey. They pull Spidey to the floor. Entangled in these molybdenum pythons, Spidey struggles valiantly. Liz leaps to his aid.
I have an interjection here. I'm afraid that's pronounced molybdenum.
Well, I said molybdenum, didn't I?
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. We're good. Molybdenum. All right.
That's my favorite element.
10 points, boys and girls, if you can even
Oh.
know what that means.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
A third Waldo, a broken one, snakes out up from the hole and begins feeling blindly around on the console for the power throttle.
The power!
Liz sees the damaged Waldos heading for the red throttle. The countdown clock is at 10 seconds. Liz leaps and tries to wrestle it away. It whips in her arms and she holds on tight. It bangs her against the wall and then the console. She holds on. 3 seconds. The Waldo crashes Liz against the wall, which erupts in sparks. She lets go of it. It holds for the power throttle. 1 second! Spider-Man can't break the grip of the Waldos, but he can pull with superhuman strength. He yanks Ock up through the stone floor. Ock hits the ceiling of the control room. One Waldo grabs on. The other one throws the red power throttle.
Spider-Man, your end is coming. Life in its present form is ending. New dimensions, new horizons.
The universal bullet begins to glow. The glow sharpens to a point of light. Spider-Man holds on tight against a rushing energy flow that's pulling everything in the room towards the point of light.
What is happening?
I don't know!
Liz starts to slip into the flow. She struggles against it.
I can't hold on.
Spidey whips her, and she grabs onto the web.
Hold on tight, Liz! Hold tight!
Ock drops calmly, beatifically, to the floor of the room. He moves slowly under his own power into the light.
You cut my power. There's too little power. It's so tiny. So tiny. There's only space for me. But I've done it, Spider-Man. I have broken through. I've broken through.
Don't do it, Dr. Octavius.
Okie dokie. Now that's what I call an experiment.
As he nears the light, he actually becomes a part of it. He radiates light. He shimmers and shines. He falls to the room with He fills the room with blinding light. Spidey and Liz shield their eyes, and as the light diminishes, the storm subsides. They're safe, except for the fact that they're in a floating building 10,000 feet above the city. Exterior Science Center, night. Against the backdrop of the moon, a squadron of helicopters approach the center. From their POV, a huge crack opens across the face of the building. The center begins to drop in pulsing surges. Interior control room, night. Spider-Man is at the console, pulling and putting back wires. Liz, fascinated, looks in at the window where Ock disappeared.
I can't control her. She's dropping too fast. All right, let's go.
But what about Peter? We've got to find Peter.
Peter will be okay, I promise you. Let's go before it's too late.
He grabs her.
Go where?
Exterior, the center, night. It rotates and drops. The helicopters come in like the cavalry.
Where the fuck did these helicopters come from?
They just knew. They saw a
Army,
flying building and
yeah.
were like, oh, we got to get in the helicopters,
there you
guys.
J Squadron, we've trained for that.
Flying buildings.
Put all those hours in the flight simulator.
Interior control room, night. Trying to leave, Liz and Spidey are confronted with the nightmare. The room is tilted at a 45% angle? That's weird. Pipes are bursting. Spidey helps Liz through the obstacles. Debris rains down. They come face to face with a diagonal maze of pipes.
Maybe there's another way.
A huge crack opens above them.
It's breaking apart.
All right, keep moving. A step at a time.
They scale the maze, and as they emerge on the other side, half the floor falls away. Central Park awaits, 8,000 feet below.
We have to go back.
We can't go back.
He walks across at the door. He looks across at the door. It is midway up a diagonal wall. He shoots a web up at the ceiling between themselves and the door. Then he extends a hand to Liz.
Forget it.
Okay, have it your way.
He swings across and lands on the ledge of the door. Then he swings the web back to her like a trapeze. Liz catches the web and looks across at Spider-Man, furious.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Go ahead. It's easier than it looks. We've got to try the fire escape.
Liz swings across like Tarzan, and Spidey gathers her. Spidey gathers her in on the ledge. She does a comic phew, and the ledge buckles beneath them but holds. Spider-Man tries to open the door, but it's stuck.
The door is stuck.
Spider-Man bends his back to the task. It takes all his strength, but with a comic ARG! There you go. He bends the door open.
You guys notice that there's like one adjective per scene? And
Yeah.
he comes up with a new one for the next scene?
Exterior, fire door, night. They burst out onto the rock formation of the building. New York is rushing up to meet them. The wind created by their fall buffets them. The helicopters arrive, and the falling building plunges right past them. The helicopters look across at each other, helpless.
It's like
The
the actual
helicopters
helicopters.
themselves. Like it's fucking cars or something. And they're all, how do you shrug
like-
propellers?
Like the little rails, the little side rails, just
Like, whoa. Exterior, the center, night. It drops like a stone. Exterior, fire door, night. Spidey and Liz are falling away from the door, sliding along the rock. Liz is stopped by a retaining wall. Spidey keeps sliding. He flips the wall and then disappears over the edge. Liz screams. Oh, it's that girl again?
She was the skinny girl all along.
Liz fights to her feet and grabs onto the web strand. She pulls on it with all of her strength. She pulls and pulls and pulls. We see the web running up between the rocks. She gives one last pull and comes up with an empty web end. A long, long beat.
Liz, up here.
Liz looks up and sees Peter hanging out of the window 2 stories above her. He throws out a rope ladder. Liz grabs it. She begins to climb. Interior classroom, night. Peter pulls Liz through the window. There is no time to embrace.
Come on, I found a way down.
I knew you were going to say that.
They run out of the room. We pan down and see, crumpled beneath the window, the Spider-Man suit. Interior, large physics lab, night. This is the lab we saw in the opening sequence. Peter has turned on the lights. He's got a handful of rope.
Where's the way out?
Right there.
We are looking at the huge American flag.
Come on, help me with this. We gotta put the flag up right now.
Yeah.
Can't let it touch the ground.
Oh, yeah. Exterior, the foundation, night. Liz is already down the rope ladder and is holding it for Peter. He comes down with a huge bundle of red, white, and blue.
Okay, stand still.
He ties some rope around her waist.
Is this going to work?
How do I know?
I just adore confidence in a man.
Come on.
They move to the edge of the rock and look down. Central Park is still a couple thousand feet below.
What is it you say when you jump?
Your prayers?
They scream as the building lurches again, knocking them to the ground. They start to slide across the rock. They reach out for each other, but their hands don't quite reach. Slowly, they inch back together. But the foundation cracks between them. Exterior. The center. Night. Oh. It spins and falls beneath them. Down, down it goes, and then it crashes into the great lawn. A huge cloud of debris shoots upward. Exterior. The sky. Night. There is a beautiful full moon. Peter and Liz float down into the frame lit by its wonderful light. The American flag, which is turned into a huge parachute. Yeah, that's weird. They hold each other tight. They can hear sirens below. They begin to laugh with relief. Then they stop. The wind billows Liz's skirt. Okay. And plays with Peter's hair and snaps in the American flag.
We have a lot to thank your friend Spider-Man for.
Somehow I don't think we've seen the last of him.
Peter, finders keepers.
That's
What?
right.
What is it? Why do you look like that?
I think I'm in love
You are
with your friend.
Spider-Man? You're in love with Spider-Man?
I am. You think we'll see him again?
We might. You never know.
He kisses her.
Oh. This may be the end of a beautiful friendship, you know.
Nah.
They land in the center of the park under the parachute. They stay there and kiss, completely covered by the flag. Camera pulls up to show the building floating away.
So do I know
The
who's
end.
Spider-Man or
And
not?
Yeah, no,
I think I'm pretty sure Aunt B was in the bushes watching. Just saying.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
got,
you
she
guys
got
missed
her
it, but,
little
like,
camera.
Aunt B totally had a thing about Peter getting a girlfriend and getting laid.
She wanted
She
him
was
to get-
adamant about it.
yeah.
Action,
Yeah.
and that was just like, holy shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so,
That was interesting.
That was
yeah.
that. Was
so,
that.
what would we say is the consensus on exactly whatever that was supposed to
I
be?
really hope those ethnic drivers, the Chinaman and the fat lady, all made it out okay.
Somehow, I think they're gonna be all right. Oh wow! Well, first, I don't know how they would have been able to make this movie back in
Yeah,
1993.
Yeah.
And just the fact that, like, the descriptions of the science in this were so terrible.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I was like,
but it
none of this. Clearly, none of this is real science.
not even close.
Very
It's-
obviously.
It was, yeah, it was, honestly, it was like a step or two below comic book science.
Yeah.
Like Marvel 80s, dude didn't know anything about science.
Oh, man.
I can teach anyone to code in 5 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is coming off the heels of The Abyss, so that's gonna be really great.
Yeah, it was just like James Cameron. He was able to make
Like
some
The Abyss,
quality.
Terminator.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
you want to talk about some
was my
great,
thing.
like computer movies. I mean, the movie Hackers came out in like the early '90s.
Yeah?
You know, Matthew Lillard.
And you know some really bad computer movies that came out? The Lawnmower Man.
Yes. Oh,
Right around this time.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Broken Arrow. You know,
That was like 95, but I remember seeing
it's
that.
the worst hacking thing I've
Yeah.
ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Whatever it was describing, like Harry was like doing stuff on the computer, I pictured it's just like.
Pretty much. Yeah, that was so.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
That was.
Spider-Man!
But you know, I think there's something we really haven't done in the last couple of
What's up?
episodes before. Since we all kind of have our own things going on, how about we do a little bit of plugging for everything that we've got? 'Cause,
Sure,
you know,
yeah.
just in case you're interested in everything that we've had to bring to the table here, where you can find us outside of this.
Sounds good.
I'm currently not working on anything, so.
Oh yeah, well,
No?
like, are you on Twitter? Is there, just in case people were super, if people loved your rendition of Spider-Man, which I thought honestly was very good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can look me up on Facebook. I have a website, tatealexander.com. So if you want to go on there, you can see my headshots and resume. I have a few videos. I do a lot of stage combat stuff. So
Yeah.
if you want to see some fighting, that's fine.
Yeah, get that stuff out there. Why not, right?
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, guys. So I've actually got a couple things going on. Again, my name is Joshua Story. You can find me on Facebook, Joshua Story Behind the Mic. I discuss. I keep people updated on my voice acting career. I do work as a voice actor full time. 2 big projects I've actually got going on right now. For those of you that like the MOBA scene, you like League of Legends and so forth.
What's wrong with you?
Right? I just voiced a new character for Heroes of Newerth. It'll be the hunter Hanya. Also, I've just been cast for a Star Wars cartoon and coming out. I can't give any details just yet, but I will be voicing the character of Commandant Dean Lark.
Yeah.
And I think that begins. We start working on that project, or at least meeting tomorrow. So.
All right.
That's pretty cool. You can You can always catch my podcast over at citycollegefilms.com. Yeah. I'm going to be, if you're in the Albuquerque area, on Kendra, our lovely friend of Color Circuit. She has a Hour Now, which is a live comedy game show, and that's going to be on March 24th at the Orpheum in Albuquerque at 7:30. And I'm going to be a guest on that, so you can catch that and get a beer and have some laughs.
Very cool.
Just one of the things I wanted to point out is some of the commentary we've got from the chat here, which actually looks like a lot of fun. Super convenient. Oh man, outer space. Shit gets real. Too real. The smallest. Wow. Prevent forest fires. Too much shot. Savage. Spider-Man. Yeah, fuck Peter. America.
Hey, fuck Peter.
America.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, do you know the next script? We've got something fun that's gonna be on deck here, and we like to build a little bit of anticipation. But believe you me, folks, we are going to have an absolutely fantastic time. Let's see here. Oh, and anyway, before we have everything wrapped up, Khalil, my friend, if you would please let us know where we can find your work.
You can see me Monday through Friday on Good Day New Mexico, KLB Channel 4, talking morning magazine television. Also, every couple Fridays out of there, talking some politics, getting my Rachel Maddow on. And KNME New Mexico in Focus. You can check me out on Twitter and on Facebook, Khalil Ekulona, KHALIL EKULONA. And pretty soon, my buddies and I have a animated series. We've all signed NDAs, but all I can say is that it's part Fat Albert, part Scooby-Doo, part Aqua Teen, and part Rick and Morty.
Cool.
All right. Something to look forward
Things
to.
don't sound completely disparate at all.
Oh, and go to Facebook and look up Pope. Yes, y'all.
Pope. All right. So it might come as a surprise to you because of how much better I was than everyone here, but I don't actually do any voice acting or anything. That's right. I suppose the closest thing I could plug is the video game I'm working on. It should be Project Tussle at projecttussle.com or at Project Tussle on Twitter. Basically Smash Bros engine, like
Cool.
build custom
Very
characters
cool,
and all
yeah.
that.
Nice.
I won't take up too much time on that, but that's pretty much the only thing I can plug at the moment.
Well, you can at least tell us what you play it on. Consoles,
it's,
PC.
PC.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
It's
Awesome.
meant to be like, you build your own custom characters for it, and I wouldn't have access to the file system of any consoles. It's basically not
That's too bad.
possible to port.
Well, if you need any voice actors, you know where to find them.
I might need
say that.
announcers. Everybody give me your best. This game's winner is Link.
Yep.
Oh, you're serious?
Now?
I thought I'd just be able to pull the VOD and then get some.
Oh, I see.
Oh, it's not so easy as that, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the greatest video games you've ever played. Now, compare it to Smash Brothers and anything else that's going to be coming out. I don't know. Hell.
Anyway.
There you go.
That was a good read of that line, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How we feeling about it? We good?
That sounds good.
All right. Well, last little plug. I didn't get a chance here. If you want to, you can find me on Facebook. That's Fernando Gonzalez. Or you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/gun_solace, SOLACE. That is going to do
Actually,
it, huh?
one more thing, and we'll go. Of course, we're only on every other Saturday, so next Saturday at 7, you can also catch Down in Front, which we're going to watch a bad movie and comment on it and have a lot of fun with that. And I think we can start announcing when we promote this podcast on Down in Front. This episode on Down in Front.
That's what I call it.
What script we're doing.
Or a vodcast.
We can start doing that. So next Saturday, watch Down in Front, and we'll tell you what we're doing, so you can maybe find it, read it, and then prepare your minds for the next Rough Draft Theater.
Oh, yeah. All right, then, everybody. That is going to do it for this episode of Rough Draft Theater. One last time, my name is Fernando Gonzalez.
DG?
Khalil Colonna.
Blacksmith.
Joshua Story.
Tate Peterson.
And we will be back in 2 weeks with the next episode of Rough Draft Theater. For all of us here at Colors Circuit Live, one last time, that's twitch.tv/Colors Circuit Live. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching.